Hi everyone, I'm Carolina and welcome back to my channel. Since I'm about to release my second sewing pattern tomorrow, I decided to just film a dedicated video on how to print and assemble your digital pattern at home, so hopefully this will be helpful for you. I want to keep each steps as clear as possible because I know it can be a little bit confusing at first, especially if it's your first time purchasing a digital pattern, but I promise it's not complicated at all and I'm going to show you everything in a minute. So, for today's sewing tutorial, I'm going to use the Sabrina top as an example because it's also the pattern I'm going to release tomorrow, finally. But I just want to tell you that all of my patterns are built in the same way, so you can just follow the same steps to any of my other designs and you'll be fine. Okay, before jumping into the actual tutorial, I just want to give you a quick overview of what you will receive when you purchase the pattern from my shop. You will receive an email with a link, and with that link you can just download a zip folder that contains 4 files, a general information about the pattern, and in this file you will find just general information like fabric recommendations, how much fabric you need, and also it includes the sizing chart, so you can select your size. Then you will find an A4 and a US letter file, and those are the files you are looking for if you want to print your pattern at home. Of course, you have to use the US letter if you're based in the US, otherwise you can just print the A4. And then you will also find a larger format file that can be either an A0 or an A4 or an A1, depending on the size of the pattern, like how big each pieces are. And with this file you can just go to your local print shop and they can print it for you. And because of that, in my opinion, this is the fastest option that you have, because you won't have to glue each papers together, but you can just go straight to the cutting process. I'm now going to show you how to print your pattern at home, including all the settings you need to check on your computer, and then I will show you how to assemble each paper. And you will notice that I'm using Adobe Acrobat Reader, which is a free PDF software, and I suggest you to do the same because all of my patterns include layers. And with this program you can just view and manage layers, so you can just switch on the layer that you want to print and switch off the layers that you don't want to print. And in my opinion, if you print just your size, it is much less confusing later on when it comes to cut each papers. Okay, I think I said it all, so we can now move on to the computer so I can actually show you how to do it. Here you can see all the 4 PDF files we talked before, and I'm now going to open the Sabrina top A4. And what we want to do now is to click on this little icon here that shows you all the layers in the document. And once you select your size, you just want to switch off the other layers. So in my case, I'm just going to keep on the XS, and I'm going to switch off all the others. I'm also going to keep on this layer because it contains just information on the document. And also these other 2 layers which are just indicators that will help us later when we have to assemble each pieces. Once you selected your size, referring to the sizing guide in the general information PDF file, you can now select File and then Print. And what you want to be sure is that the scale is set to 100%, because this way you will be sure that the file is in the correct scale. And just to be extra sure, what I like to do is to just print the first pages, so you can just select pages and 1, and that way you will print the first page, which is this one. And as you can see, there are these two squares that you can just measure with a ruler, and they need to be either 5 per 5 centimeters or 2 per 2 inches, as you like. I've already checked mine and it is correct, so after the first pages you can then continue to print the total file. Okay, and now that we have all our papers printed, what I like to do is to just first put them aside, like so, just to get a general idea of the pieces. And I designed each pattern associating a letter to each row and a number to each column. So you will always find A1 followed by A2, A3, A4 and so on. And then just down below you will have B1, B2, B3 and so on. You will also notice that we have this little square here, and this serves as a guide because when we will have cut the excess paper, they will connect perfectly when connecting the two parts together. Okay, so I'm now going to cut each border so they can then connect perfectly together, and I'm going to do this for all the pieces of the pattern. Now what I'm going to do is I just put two papers close together, and then making sure that the square match perfectly, I'm going to stick them together using just some paper tape, or you can even glue it together. And now I'm going to repeat this step for all the other papers so that at the end everything will be glued together. So this is what your digital pattern will look now on paper. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut each pieces, and then I will just show you some annotations that are on each piece. So I now have all my pieces cutted, and you want to be sure that all the pieces are here before you throw away the rest of the papers. So in this case you will have 7 pieces total. And another thing you want to do is you want to cut also the notches, because this will serve us later when we are going to cut the fabric. Okay, so you will now have all your pieces ready to be cutted on fabric, and on each piece you will also see that there are some information like how many pieces you have to cut, if a specific piece has to be cutted with the fabric folded, and some pieces also have some notches that you want to transfer to your fabric because they will guide you later when sewing. And also you will find the indicator of how you have to cut the fabric based on the selvage of the fabric itself. So yeah, I hope this little tutorial will help you with your next sewing project, that everything is more clear to you now on how to print your digital pattern. And of course, if you're already created some of my digital patterns, please consider tagging me on Instagram or just send me a DM. I'm always so happy when I receive your messages telling me that you love your new pieces. And yeah, I hope you're having a beautiful day and to see you into my next video tomorrow. Bye!